Alright, in this video we're going to be installing the Safariland UBL onto a Dara holster using the Bridge. When you open your package, you'll find a few different things. You'll find the Bridge itself, you'll find a red, a white, and a blue hardware bag. You'll find a tube of Loctite and a card with a QR code linking to the instruction manual. If you find the instruction manual on the website, it gives very detailed instructions of everything I'm going to show you in this video. In the instruction manual, you'll also find a diagram to all the screws with the different letters according to the different lengths of screw. And you'll find the hardware matrix, which will indicate what screws you'll be using or what hardware you'll be using for what holster and attachment. And that can all be found on the bottom of the Dara Holsters website or on the page specifically for the Bridge. So for this particular installation, we're going to be using 3 of the silver posts from the white bag and 6 of the smallest screws in the red bag. Those are the letter A screws if you're looking at the instructions. We'll also be using a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. First thing we're going to do is we'll pick up our Bridge and the Safariland UBL, and we'll be using the UBL to install the silver posts into the Bridge itself. So we'll take the Safariland UBL, turn it over, and put the Bridge on, aligning the holes. Once you align the holes of the Bridge with the UBL, you'll take one of the silver posts and you'll install it with the large back side of the threaded post facing you, just like that. Then as we're holding this, we'll flip it over and we'll install one of the small Phillips head screws into that hole through that silver post. Once you have that loosely installed in the hole, we'll tighten it just a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and we'll do the rest of them. Now that the screws and the posts are all loosely installed, we need to pull the post into the Bridge. We do that by tightening these screws until the back side of the post is approximately 1/16 below the surface of the Bridge. It doesn't take a lot of force. You should be able to do this just fine with a hand screwdriver. And you'll feel when it bottoms out. We'll just do that to all 3. So now you can see the head of the post is below the surface of the Bridge. Now the posts are permanently installed into the Bridge. We can remove our screws and then attach the Bridge to the holster. We'll be reusing these screws later to reattach the UBL to the Bridge. The reason you have to install the posts first and then the Bridge onto the holster is because if you install the Bridge first onto the holster, you won't have access to the screws to tighten everything. So you can see now the silver posts are installed into the Bridge. We'll take our Dara holster and we'll line it up with the corresponding holes. Now is the point where we'll take our blue Loctite, we'll break this little tab off, and you'll just use a small dab on each screw before you install it. This is to ensure none of your hardware backs out. Once those are all loosely installed, we can snug them just a little bit before tightening all the way. So once they're all lightly seated, we can go ahead and tighten them the rest of the way. If you have a torque screwdriver, a torque wrench, I would recommend tightening them to 25 inch-pounds. If not, a good hand tight with a regular screwdriver should be plenty. So now the bridge is installed onto our holster. We can reinstall the Safariland UBL onto the bridge. Before we do that, always make sure to add a dab of Loctite to your screws. Just like with everything else, we'll just snug them down just so we know all the holes are aligned. Now once they're snugged down, the holes are aligned, we can go ahead and tighten these the rest of the way. Like I said, if you have a torque wrench, you can do these to 25 inch-pounds or a good hand tight with a screwdriver. Always remember to check your hardware periodically to make sure nothing comes loose. But that is it. That is the Safariland UBL installed onto a Dara holster using the bridge.